Have you ever loved somebody so much that the idea of losing them fills you with dread? I have. And it wasn't supposed to be this way. I wasn't supposed to love her. Not only was she my mom's best friend, she was practically family. When I was growing up, my mom's best friend, Claire, was always around. She was at every birthday, every holiday, and even some regular Tuesday dinners. To me, she wasn't just my mom's best friend, she was part of the family. Claire was everything. I wasn't confident, stylish. She had this graceful way of walking into a room and making everyone's attention shift to her without even trying. She wore bold lipstick, had perfectly curled hair, and a laugh that was contagious. To little me, she was just Aunt Claire. But as I grew older, things started to shift in ways I couldn't explain. By the time I was in college, I noticed it. The way my heart raced when she leaned a little too close, the way I remembered the exact perfume she wore, or how my eyes always seemed to find her across the room. It felt wrong. Somehow was my mom's best friend, after all. But try as I might, I couldn't stop the flutter in my chest whenever she smiled at me. One summer, everything changed. I was back home, helping my mom with a big garden party she was throwing. Claire was there, of course, dressed in a soft summer dress that hugged her just right. While everyone else was busy setting tables, she asked if I could help her in the kitchen. We stood side by side, chopping vegetables and laughing about nothing when our hands brushed. It was such a small thing, but it sent a spark straight through me. She looked at me, and for a second, it was like she knew, like she saw right through me. That night, after the party, I couldn't sleep. I walked out to the porch for some air, and there she was, sitting alone with a glass of wine. She smiled softly. "Couldn't sleep either?" she asked. I shook my head, heart pounding. We really talked for hours about life, love, regrets, and dreams. I admitted I felt lost, unsure of what I wanted. She admitted she sometimes wondered what life would be like if she had made different choices. There was a vulnerability in her I had never seen before. At some point, there was a silence, the kind that isn't awkward but heavy with something unspoken. She reached out, brushed a strand of hair from my face, and whispered, "You're not that little girl anymore." My breath caught. I don't know who leaned in first, but suddenly her lips were on mine, gentle, warm, hesitant. It felt both forbidden and inevitable. My whole world spun in that moment, like everything finally clicked into place. We pulled back, both of us breathless, both of us shocked. "We shouldn't," she murmured, but her hand was still on my cheek, and neither of us moved away. I whispered back, "I know, but I want to." That night was the beginning of something we couldn't ignore. For weeks, we found stolen moments, coffee dates that weren't really about coffee, lingering touches when no one was looking, texts late at night that made my heart race. Of course it wasn't easy. The guilt was there, heavy and undeniable. She was my mom's best friend, someone who had been in my life forever. If anyone found out, it would cause chaos. And yet, the way she made me feel was unlike anything else. One evening, when my mom went on a weekend trip, Claire came over. We cooked dinner together, just like old times. But this time, the air was thick with unspoken promises. Afterward, we sat on the couch, too close, and finally let go of restraint. That night was real, passionate, and terrifying all at once. Loving her meant risking everything. But it also meant choosing myself, choosing what felt real and undeniable. Her name is Claire. Now, I can't imagine my life without her. Our story began unexpectedly, just as many do, at a coffee shop. I was nursing a lukewarm latte, lost in the pages of my book, when I heard the most melodious laugh. My eyes, drawn to the source, landed on a woman who was the very definition of sunshine. Her laughter lines crinkled around sparkling green eyes, framing a face that could have been sculpted by the gods themselves. My breath hitched as I realized the woman wasn't just beautiful, she was breathtakingly familiar. As if a half-remembered dream, she turned, catching me staring and offering a smile that made my insides melt. In that instant, the forgotten melody from my childhood came rushing back. This was Claire, the girl from my dreams, the echo of my past. She had returned. Our chance encounter led to a series of coffee dates, each one deepening the mystery and allure of Claire. With every shared laugh, every stolen glance, my feelings intensified. The more time I spent with her, the more I realized that the connection we shared transcended mere friendship, yet fear held me back. How could I possibly love someone who was already a part of my past? Someone whose presence in my life felt as inevitable as the sunrise. The weight of our unspoken emotions pressed upon us, a palpable force that threatened to consume us. In those stolen moments, I saw the turmoil in Claire's eyes, mirroring my own internal struggle. The fear of losing her, the uncertainty of our future together, and the daunting task of confronting my deepest desires all swirled within me. As the days passed, our bond deepened, intertwining our lives in ways neither of us had anticipated. The thought of confessing my love for Claire filled me with both excitement and terror. How could I articulate the tempests of emotions that raged within me? The yearning, the passion, the longing. Fearful of ruining the delicate balance we had created, I remained silent, allowing my feelings to fester and grow. The internal battle within me reached a fever pitch, threatening to spill over. Torn between the desire to confess my undying love and the terror of losing Claire, I found myself at a crossroads. Would I dare reveal my heart as true desires? Or would I forever remain trapped in a labyrinth of unspoken emotions? The choice, I knew, would change everything. My life was a whirlwind of activity, each day blurring into the next, in a chaotic symphony of deadlines, meetings, and social engagements. Amidst the clamor, I found solace in the stolen moments I shared with Claire, our bond deepening with each passing day. However, the tranquility we found in each other's company was often shattered by the sudden intrusion of reality. Unexpected work commitments or last-minute social plans would pull us away, reminding us of the precarious nature of our situation. These moments of separation only intensified my longing for Claire, fueling my desire to hold on to her, to protect the love we shared. But the question lingered, how could I do that when our world seemed destined to keep us apart? Claire's laughter echoed in my ears, a melody that stirred my soul and reminded me of the beauty we had found in each other. But now that same laughter seemed distant, like a fading dream. The memory of her touch, the warmth of her embrace, they haunted me, taunting me with what could have been. The more time I spent without her, the more the pain of separation intensified, twisting within me like a relentless storm. I searched for distractions, throwing myself into my work and social life, hoping to quell the aching void that Claire's absence had created. But no matter how hard I tried, the echoes of her laughter, The phantom sensation of her touch and the haunting melody of our love only seemed to grow louder. Lost in my thoughts, I failed to notice the concerned glances of my friends, their whispers of worry and care. I put on a brave face, a mask to hide the turmoil within, but behind closed doors, I crumbled, consumed by the agonizing realization that I had lost Claire. My world, once vibrant and full of promise, had turned gray, devoid of the joy and color she had brought into my life. Each day without her became a torment, a relentless cycle of longing and despair. The thought of moving on, of finding happiness without her, seemed like an impossible task. In the depths of my despair, I found solace in the shared memories I held dear. The laughter, the dreams, the whispers of love. They became my lifeline, anchoring me to the belief that even in her absence, our bond remained unbroken. With a heavy heart and tear-filled eyes, I decided to visit the place where our story had blossomed. The quaint coffee shop where our paths had intertwined. The familiar aroma of freshly brewed coffee offered little comfort as I sat alone, surrounded by the ghosts of our shared past. It was here that I poured out my heart, confessing my undying love for Claire in a silent soliloquy. Unable to bear the pain of reliving our cherished moments without her, I made the painful decision to erase them, to part with the mementos that kept her memory alive. With trembling hands, I bid farewell to the tangible reminders of our love, releasing them into the world as a symbolic gesture of letting go. The weight of my loss pressed down on me, threatening to consume me, but amidst the suffocating grief, a tiny ember of hope refused to be extinguished. It whispered to me that while the pain of losing Claire would forever linger, the depth of our love would continue to inspire. And so I carried on honoring her memory by cherishing the fragments of our love story. In the tapestry of my life, Claire's absence left an indelible mark, but her spirit lived on, urging me to find beauty in the broken pieces and strength in the face of adversity.